College Field in Anoka. It's 12 sports coverage of high school football. Hi everybody, along with Bill Hunstock, I'm Joe Molina. Tonight we have a great matchup between the Anoka Tornadoes, the home team, against the Totino Grace Eagles. And Bill, coming into this game here tonight, there's a lot of different storylines. One storyline here tonight is Anoka comes in with a better record, 1-0 after a big win last week over Shakopee. Totino Grace, they played the defending champs last year, Eden Prairie, and they've lost 2 games in a row. Totino Grace is on a losing streak, but both losses have come to the Eagles of Eden Prairie.
Yeah, it's a very unusual situation to come into the second game, and Totino Grace is 0-1. They're usually pretty good out of the gate, and they get better every week as they go along. So this is going to be a real test for them. I think that Anoka, winning their first game, they only won 2 games last year, so they're feeling pretty confident. They had a good game last week, a win over a decent Shakopee team, and they're going to feel good. It's their home opener tonight, so it'll be an interesting situation.
One thing looking at this matchup too is you'd think these two teams are pretty familiar with each other. It was Totino Grace that beat Anoka last year in the regular season and then also ended the Tornadoes season in the first round of the playoffs. However, there's a lot of youth on both these teams. You talk to both coaches and you ask how the team's looking, and both of them kind of say, young.
Yeah, we're young. They both are saying, well, we got new guys in tough positions, and we're looking to try to get everything together. So that's going to be a real key, is how well everything blends together. Both teams have some injury issues. Grace maybe more than Anoka a little bit with the injury thing, so we'll see how that sorts itself out.
The other key in early season football teams, every year the theme is mistakes and how teams deal with those mistakes. Last week, it was Anoka who took advantage of the mistakes made by Shakopee. They made 5 turnovers of the Sabres, turned into some big scores, including a pick 6. On the other end, it was Totino Grace. They threw a pick 6. They turned the ball over 5 times and had a hard time keeping track of that football.
Yeah, and talking with the coaching staff, they were a little frustrated that they had 12 penalties last week. Very unusual for a Grace team to have that many penalties, and they're hoping to get that sorted out right away. Those kinds of things just kill your drives, and they kill your defense to keep drives alive for the opponent's offense. So getting rid of those mistakes will be a key thing.
And another expectation for tonight is just how important that ground game will be for Totino Grace. They just always have one of the best running games in the state simply because of how well they block and how well they run the football. And for Anoka, it's to keep Totino Grace off the field offensively and try to get the ground game going as well.
Yeah, both teams have pretty good running backs that had good weeks last week, so it'll be interesting to see whose running game is going to be dominant tonight and whose defense is going to control the other team's running game. Grace has a history of just being a ground-pounding wing T type offense, but they'll throw the ball in critical situations. They've got good quarterbacks, good receivers, and they're gonna challenge this Anoka defense.
Well, it's one of the most unique stadiums here in the metro area, and it's a beautiful Friday night. It's a great night for football, and we're gonna kick it off here next on Channel 12.
Number 34, Sam Anderson.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
Back in Anoka, and we check in with the third member from our broadcast team. It's Allie Arlt, standing down by the sidelines.
Hey guys, a new season brings a new offensive coordinator and 2 new O-line coaches for Anoka, and with them, a brand new offense. In this offense, they went from having a wing T style offense to a spread, and that's been a big transition for this team so far early in the season. Coach Berkeley said that he's keeping it simple tonight for his players to eliminate confusion. He said they've only added a few new things since last week's game. Coach Ferguson of Totino Grace says he doesn't see this new offense as a point of weakness for his team to attack. He says they're 1-0 and we're 0-1. He said we have to execute on both sides of the ball tonight to be victorious. Joe?
All right, Allie, thank you very much. Bringing up good points there, Bill. You've been under a lot of coaching staffs in your year. It takes a lot of time to put in a new offense, and now they're doing it on a shortened season in this unique schedule this year.
Yeah, that's a real tough thing to do. In talking with the coaching staff, Jeff Berkeley particularly, said that, you know, there's Jeff Ferguson, the head coach for Totino. Jeff Berkeley said that they're really giving the guys a little bit at a time. They're not trying to put in too much too fast. And I think that that's one way to go about it. Last week we talked to Matt Lombardi, and he says, I believe in throwing the whole book at them at the first few days and let them sort it out. So two different philosophies there. You see the Anoka sideline.
Special teams coach for Anoka getting those tornadoes all ready. You know, you showed Coach Ferguson just a moment ago. It's staggering. We see it every single year when you look at his accomplishments since he has come on board as the Totino Grace coach, only having lost 18 games in his entire career.
It's
when you think about that, 3 of those losses that I know of have come to Eden Prairie. I mean, there's maybe another 4th one in there, but that's something else.
And they've had several of those losses have been in the state championship game. They've had a couple of years where they've made it all the way to the state championship game and lost there. So it's an incredible record. It goes all the way back to the Dave Niggin days as well.
7 state championships for Coach Ferguson as the Anoka Tornadoes will begin this game. Returning the ball at his own 1-yard line goes Nathan Becker up the left side. Becker gets out across the 25, and he's tackled just beyond the 30-yard line, where the Tornadoes will display that new offense here tonight. As you take a look at the Totino Grace offensive starters rather first. So Anoka gets the ball first down at their own 32. And we see them come out of the shotgun to begin things. They put Becker in motion left or right, and they hand off right side on the opening play, and the Eagles are there to stack it up along the line of scrimmage. It was Ollie Nye on the carry for the Tornadoes. Nye got about 2 yards before he was taken down. And there's the Anoka offensive starters. Quarterback Caleb Sieben, junior quarterback, running this spread offense out of the shotgun once again. Has Nye to his left, fakes the handoff, almost lost it, then recovered his own fumble and got upfield for a couple of yards. Saved what could have been a terrible play in the backfield, manages to get 2 yards and give the Tornadoes a manageable 3rd and down upcoming.
Well, that was a near disaster right there. Caleb Sieben making a nice recovery to gain a couple of yards.
3rd and 6 as the Tornadoes hurry up here, and they're going to get stacked up for a loss. On 3rd down, they kept the ball on the ground to the left side, and Ollie Nye was met by a whole host of Eagles in the backfield there, including Totino Grace's Jack Sitars, one of the leading tacklers and outside linebackers for the Eagles.
You know, there's good penetration by the Eagle defense there, and they stopped that thing right in the backfield.
So a 3-and-out to begin things for the Tornadoes as they punt the football. As this punt hits near the 40-yard line of Totino Grace. Joe Russell, the returner for the Eagles, lets it land right there, and that's where the Eagles offense will take over with great field position coming on the heels of that 3-and-out defensive stand. As the Eagles come out on offense, a new quarterback, Kyle Halverson, junior quarterback for the Eagles, behind what is a pretty decent-sized offensive line for the Eagles. And they come out I formation with Gayflor Flomo, the deep back in the back. And they're going to hand it off instead on an inside handoff to Burlack. Ivan Burlack, who led all running backs in yards last week for the Eagles and in carries, had 15 carries last week for 90 yards. As you take a look at the Anoka defensive starters.
That's a old classic play. That's just a tackle trap counter back to the wing back.
Burlick got 5 yards on 1st down. And now on 2nd down, he gets the ball once again as the deep back. And this time he's met at the line of scrimmage. The Tornadoes were ready for him on that play. Good stop up front from that Anoka front 4.
Well, you see right here, Burlack in a nice form tackle by the outside defender. Number 7, that's a nice play by Riley Baumgartner to make that play for no gain, make it a 3rd and 5 for the Eagles on their own 45, 46-yard line.
3rd and a long 4 for the Eagles. And they're going to drop back to pass. Halverson rolls to his right, and he's on target as he finds Joe Russell for a Totino Grace Eagles first down as Russell gets across the 50-yard line and into Anoka territory down at the 42.
This is a very nice catch by Russell on the waggle. The play action pass is very common in the wing T. Russell makes a nice catch coming out of the wingback spot, getting out in the flat. Gets a first down at the 42-yard line.
A gain of 13 yards on Russell's first pass attempt of the game. Now Flomo, the deep back in the backfield. He'll get the ball, hand off left side, gets a big hole. Flomo's going to go the distance. Maybe not. He gets taken down. Good hustle. I jumped the gun a little bit there. The defensive back had a better angle than I had thought. And Flomo, instead of getting a touchdown, gets a big carry down to the 12-yard line.
Boy, there's a really nice blocking by the left side of the offensive line. We see a really nice tackle by Dalton Miller, defensive back for the Tornadoes, to save a touchdown right there. Nice one-on-one tackle on a very good running back.
29-yard carry. I thought I was going to be on a 42-yard scamper for a touchdown. He doesn't have his older brother Ked's speed, I guess. Handoff goes right side this time to Burlock, and Burlock picks up just a couple of yards on that first down play. DJ Nye makes the stop for the Tornadoes.
And what we'll see with Grace tonight is that they will have a multiple running back offense, meaning that with the wing T and the different formations that they adjust to out of that, is that all 3 of their running backs are going to carry the ball, and they'll all carry it. If it's going the way they want it to, they'll carry about the same number of times. So even though you've got one really good back, the other guys are going to get their carries.
Usually all 3 of them can block the way they like to run it too. On the fake, rolling to his left, Halverson tries to find Burlock, who snuck out of the backfield. Burlock had that in his hands, perhaps took his eyes off it, but he was met there quickly by a Tornado defender as well. Watch this again.
Yeah, this is a very nice counter bootleg. Fake the counter play up front, quarterback bootlegs, and Burlock just couldn't hang on to a pretty nicely thrown ball by Halverson there.
Gabe Benitez, number 54 from Anoka, had just checked into the game for that play. They went from a big 5-man front up front there and went to a 3-man. He jumped back in the linebacker spot. He was in the right spot. Now they give it to the fullback, first man through. And that was Bertram. Bertram scampers forward for a couple of yards, but it's going to bring up a 4th down situation here for the Eagles. And it looked like they are ready to kick this field goal and try to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, it's 4th down and about 5. This is a tough place to gain 5 yards on this spot in the field, but it's not a bad angle for a right-footed kicker from the right hash mark here.
26-yard field goal off the post and no good. Yeah. He can't believe it. I was taking a long, hard look at that as Connor Mullen, the senior kicker for the Eagles, wants that one back.
Here we take a look at it. Oh, clang, blocked by that last defensive lineman.
Boy, how things changed there. You know, I go from thinking Flomo's got a big touchdown run, then the Eagles, I mean, a great job running him down, saving a touchdown, they're making the tackle there, and then look at them. They keep him off the board.
And now they get the ball back, and
quarterback scampering out of the backfield, running for his life there was Sieben. Sieben picks up 5 yards on what didn't look like the anticipated route of where he was going to go initially, but ends up going off the right edge there and getting some good yards.
2nd down and 5.
Second carry of the game for Sieben, now has 7 yards. Now he hands it off left side. There's too much penetration in the backfield there from the Eagles, breaking through and making that tackle for Totino Grace, Thomas Leeser.
that was a very nice play by the Grace defense, and Presler does a nice job of making the initial play there. But they got real good penetration from all 4 of their defensive linemen. They angled right into the play.
Nye loses 3 yards in that play. Now they throw it on 3rd down, and a little miscommunication there. The Tornadoes are lucky to have that one fall incomplete, as the nearest player to that ball was actually Jake Pink, one of the linebackers for the Eagles.
Boy, that was a tough throw. I think it was either a misread of the route by the quarterback or an incorrect route run by one of the receivers. There was nobody in the zone but white jerseys.
Russell back to receive the punt now from Jack Hedrick. And Russell will call for the fair catch, and that punt right there and the fair catch puts the Eagles back in great field position at the Anoka 48-yard line.
Yeah, one of the things that Anoka is going to have to do with their offense is they're going to have to get their offense untracked enough to get a couple of first downs and tip the field position. You don't want to be giving the Eagles field position all night, or they'll take advantage of it at some point.
Yeah, the hard now, I'll go into this after this play, as under center goes Totino Grace, and back to pass is Halverson on first down. He's going down the field looking for Russell. What a tremendous defensive effort right there from Hedrick. He gets his left paw on that football, knocking it down.
But Jack Hedrick does a really nice job of staying with the receiver. He gets a good bump at the junction. Nice play action pass on first down. And just about makes the play. He'd like to have had that called an interception, but the ball bounced off the floor. Well
Second
played.
down and 10 after the Eagles take that big shot. Now they give it to Flomo left side, bounces it out to the outside, and with a flag on the play. So what looks like to be a good run will probably come back. It's in that holding area. Now left edge there, I think we have a holding on the outside. So holding on the Eagles, that'll bring that play back.
And that's the kind of thing that the coaching staff told us about at the beginning of before the game, that those kind of penalties, you get a nice run on second and long, it's going to bring you back 10 yards from the point of attack. So it's going to be essentially a 2nd and 15 now.
Yeah, the point I was about to make a little moment ago was it's hard when you're in a situation like Anoka. You're the underdog in this matchup here, and you really, you've had 2 3 and outs, and you're running this hurry-up, no-huddle offense, and that is meant to put the defense back on their heels, but really what it's doing is hurting your own defense by, hurrying up so much and getting your defense right back on the field.
Right. That's what I say. You've got to get a couple of that type of offense. You've got to get a couple of first downs and make the defense play a little longer.
Handoff to the deep back in the backfield, and they get some of that 10-yard penalty back on the carry from Burlock. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe beyond by a yard. So a nice run right there by Burlock. Give him 12 yards on that carry.
It's going to be third and about 8 for the Eagles here. A lot of times you think this is a fairly obvious passing down, but for Grace, they'll like to throw the ball on first down, and they'll run the ball on 3rd and medium and 3rd and long.
Yeah, and if you give yourself 4th down and 2 or 4th down and 1, you might go for it anyways.
Absolutely.
Especially the way the defense is played in the first 2 possessions now. They're back to pass though once again. Halverson finds Flomo on the backfield, and he dodges one defender and dives forward, which might be just enough effort to get him close to that first down. If the original tackler would have got him, he would have been well short, but instead, it's this little miss right here that gives him the first down.
Right, nice tackle by Flomo, follow up, nice tackle, nice catch by Flomo. Ryan West coming up to make the play out of the Anoka backfield.
Handoff on the inside. This goes to Bertram, and Bertram gets a big hole and a big pickup for the Eagles. 11-yard carry right up the gut of the Tornado defense there, and now they're moving the sticks. Back-to-back first downs for the Eagles.
And that's a key play for the Eagle offense, is that guard trap counter to the fullback right up the middle. He runs right up over the center, and you get a trap on one of the defensive tackles, and it's a very quick hitting play.
And that goes into the inside this time, and it's Burlock once again. Check that, it was actually Bertram on the carry, my bad.
Yep. And Bertram does a nice job again on that same guard trap counter. Just the trap went the other side. And those inside traps, Joe, as you know, are really tough on defensive linemen, because you
you've got the guy in front of you going one direction, and all of a sudden you're getting blocked from the other direction.
Little movement there from the left tight end spot. A little bit of a flinch from Alec Spevacek, and that'll bring the Eagles back. So what was a very good advantage on 2nd down and 4 will move back. And you saw the Tornado defensive lineman come across here. That was a little bit after the flinch on the left side of the line. Oh, they actually did call Tornado. Well, the tight end for Totino Grace got away with it then because he actually drew him.
He actually flinched.
Yeah. All right, well,
there we are.
First down for the Eagles.
At
Penalty
the
actually on
15.
the Tornadoes. They send Flomo in motion. He's going to get the ball left side. He's got a blocker out in front of him. Flomo gets knocked down just short of the end zone. Boy, he's been close on a number of carries now, and this one's going to get him inside. Boy, right inside that 1 yard line, right down to the edge there.
Yeah,
a nice 14-yard carry by Flomo.
Yeah, Flomo's had a good night so far. So they've run the guard trap counter to the fullback 2 or 3 times. Now you get the complementary play, which is the sweep to the halfback, and there he goes. He gets a 14-yard carry.
Anoka's going to take a timeout here. It's the 4th first down of the drive for the Eagles, and interesting timeout here. You know, you're already down inside your 1 yard line, but perhaps maybe the Eagles or the Tornadoes think they can make a stand here and make a big difference. We're going to go down to our 3rd member again. Allie, what do you have for us?
In just a couple weeks on September 11th, Anoka is playing Andover in a game that is a part of the Great American Rivalry Series. This is nationally sponsored by the Marines. In this game, 1 player from each team will get a scholarship, along with 1 alumni from each team will be inducted into the Great American Rivalry Series Hall of Fame. Now, this game, Coach Berkeley says his team is so excited about. He says they cannot stand Andover, and Andover cannot stand them.
I love when teams don't shy away from the rivalries.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what makes it. That's one of the fun things about high school football is all the rivalries that you develop, especially inter-district and inter-region rivalries like that.
First down and goal now for the Eagles. 1 wide receiver to the left. They're going to give the ball to the deep back who tries to go up over the top. And he is in. Ivan Burlak into the end zone for a touchdown as the Eagles strike first. So Totino Grace takes a 6-0 lead. This time they're able to capitalize on that short field. 48-yard drive, 4 first downs in that possession. And a drive that took up about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Eagles are on the board, up 7-0 here in Anoka.
Yeah, now the onus comes to the kickoff return team and the Anoka offense, as we see here. The play by Burlak as he gets into the end zone there.
That one had to be satisfied for Totino Grace to put it back into the end zone. .325 to go in the first quarter. Anoka still looking for their first down, though. That's got to be a little frustrating as an offense getting going here. You've only had 6 plays under your belt. You're down 7-0. You know, fortunately, it could be worse because Totino Grace did not score on its first possession, which had a great opportunity to do so.
And I think it comes down to, you know, the offense has to settle in. They've really got to get the offensive line going after the D line. The D line's done a good job for the Eagles of penetrating and stopping the running game of Anoka before it really gets going.
High kick going to be fielded at about the 12-yard line by Anoka's Jared Wilbur. Wilbur got spun around there, got out past the 20-yard line, and he finally gets taken down about at the 23. So first down and 10 for the Tornadoes, looking for that first down. We saw, as we walked onto the field, and we actually talked about this amongst each other, and then also with one of the assistant coaches for Totino Grace, Anthony LaPantha, a name some of you might recognize here in the Twin Cities in Minnesota, but this Anoka offensive line is big. I mean, they look, they're big boys.
They're good size.
They haven't really taken advantage of that size up front yet, but Totino Grace is a team that's used to that as well. They use their speed and their technique, and size doesn't really seem to influence them too well. Anoka throws it on first down, and there's a nice little start to this possession as they fling it out to the left side. On the reception there was Riley Reich, 6'4" senior wideout. Makes that reception good for about a pickup of 7 yards. It'll give him second down and 3. A host of Eagles there met as the Tornadoes tried to go up the gut with Ollie Nye, and Nye on his 3rd carry here loses yards for the 2nd time here tonight. He has had trouble on a number of occasions just getting back to the line of scrimmage.
I mean, just see how quick the penetration comes. That's really tough. Number 45 is Ryan Cush, the defensive end, slicing in and making the play there.
Yeah, it looked like a 174-pound J.J. Watt coming down the line of scrimmage there. And there's an Anoka first down as they use that spread offense to fling it out to the right side this time. They find Judson Abler, and Abler, using a block that he got on the outside there, got upfield for a first down. So a pickup of 5 yards, and the Tornadoes get its first down of the game.
Yeah, nice catch on the bubble screen by Abler and fighting through a tackle to make the first down.
And once again, Anoka tries to go back to the ground game, but unsuccessfully, as Nathan Becker loses 2 yards on that carry.
Yeah, nice play by Joe Pintz as he came up and made a really nice form tackle, nice one-on-one tackle on the running back Becker for a 2-yard loss.
Between Becker and Ollie Nye, both of them have negative 2 yards on the ground here tonight. That's not going to do it. Now they send Becker in motion. Throw it here. Steven looks downfield, and that one's going to fall incomplete. Just overshot his target, Nye.
That ball sailed on Caleb Sieben. Got his hand under the ball a little bit, and it floated right over his receiver.
Sieben 2 for 4 on the night, 11 yards passing. 7 yards running the football, but on third down, they're going to be put in another tough situation here. Third down and long, Totino Grace showing a 3-man front with an outside linebacker up against the line. Now they're showing a blitz up the middle as well. But they both back off. It's just a 3-man rush. Steven loses the ball as he's hit. The ball's on the ground. It's scooped up, and here he goes. Charlie Walters into the end zone. Charlie Waters, rather, into the end zone for an Eagles defensive touchdown after the Eagles a week ago gave up a crucial defensive touchdown to Eden Prairie. They get one back here tonight against Anoka.
Well, this is a big play right here. This is a tough call for Anoka as Sieben gets hit by number 78 just as he's letting go of that ball. Doesn't look like he had in forward motion on his arm. Number 78, Hunter Christensen, making a really big play, forcing the fumble for Anoka, and Waters getting the recovery and getting in for the touchdown. Well, those are tough touchdowns to give up, Joe. Those really hurt you.
Yeah, when you can't score points and you're giving up points as an offense, that just. Ooh, well.
All right, it was actually called a forward. That was actually called an incomplete forward pass.
They really let the play go on for all that, and
yeah, that's close. That is close.
Well, thankfully,
the Grace people say that's a fumble, and the Anoka people say he's obviously his hands moving forward.
You know, I didn't hear a whistle at all.
No, I didn't either.
All right, so instead it's a punt, so a break for the Tornadoes, and now a fumble, and Anoka's going to get the ball back. Russell had it bounce squarely off his chest, and Anoka gets the break, maybe breaks, 2 breaks in a row perhaps, that they need here tonight to give them a little bit of an edge.
Well, that was quite the play. Russell, a little bit of pressure, takes his eye off the ball at the last moment. Anoka covers the muff, and away it goes. And like you said, Joe, 2 critical plays right in a row for Anoka. Both of them go their direction. They don't give up the touchdown and get the recovered mishandled punt. And now they're not only getting a first down, but they're in Grace territory.
It was Gabe Benitez who jumped on that one. Very aware. As now Sieben goes back to the air on the left side. Jump ball, but it's going to be offensive pass interference, I presume. Anoka thinks they have a big play, but there's a flag on the field.
There's a flag on the field.
Josh Larson looked to go over the top of the defender to make that catch. Let's see what the call is. Indeed it is. Pass interference on the offense. We'll take a second look here. Larson. Well, there's the shove. Just a little bit. It's a slight nudge. Did affect the outcome there.
Just a little nudge, but that's a major penalty. So that's going to bring the ball all the way back to the 39-yard line of Anoka. So they've got now a 1st and 25.
Ryan Suggs was the defender on the play who got pushed. Why is that such a big penalty?
Hold it, that went more than 15.
Why is it a 15-yard pass interference penalty?
The pass interference is a 15-yard.
Oh, offensive pass interference. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a big one because now they lost 5 yards on the next play. They're going to actually give them forward progress. They're not going to give them a loss of 5. Instead, it'll be a loss of 1 on that carry. Well, you talk about some momentum changers back and forth. Becker loses a yard there. Now we're 2nd down and 26. This ball has been on both sides of the field just in the last couple of plays. Sieben's going to throw it right side. They try to set that bubble screen, but he overthrows his intended target. That was Abler trying to get that screen going on the right side once again.
Well, that's a nice play when you can get it to work, but the quarterback's got to step into the ball a little bit more and just get a little more zip on it.
Well, the storyline here tonight with 27 seconds to go and 3rd down and 26 is just the dominance of the defensive line from Totino Grace right now. Just absolutely controlling play right now up front.
They put great pressure on the Anoka offense.
Sieben out of the shotgun, fires one down the middle, it's picked. And Waters it is again for Totino Grace, making big plays. The fumble recovery did not stand. This interception will stand as he takes the ball all the way down to the Anoka 42-yard line.
It was a very nice play, but there were 8 in the secondary for Grace that time. So the Eagles had pretty well figured out on 3rd and 26, you're going to throw the football. They had 8 defenders in the secondary. Very hard to find a window to throw the ball in there, and Waters makes a nice play.
So Totino Grace gives the ball to Flomo, off tackle left side, gets a good block on the left side there from his pulling offensive lineman, Lewis Kidd, but he gets stood up there by the backside presence and only picks up a yard.
A nice play by the backside defensive end for Anoka to hold that to a 1-yard gain as we come to the end of the first quarter.
So at the end of 1 quarter, it's Totino Grace 7, Anoka 0, but with the Eagles driving. We'll be right back for the 2nd quarter here on 12 Sports.
Volunteering is more than just a word. It's a window to opportunities. Take Mark, for example. By taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television, Mark is helping bring entertainment and information to his community, along with building a foundation of skills that will take him one step closer to his dreams. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Welcome back to the old Pumpkin Bowl here as the sun is setting right over the trees. It's a beautiful sight here for high school football. I can't believe it's already come. We're already on
gorgeous
week 2.
evening. Yeah, there we are.
So it's 2nd down and 9 for the Eagles. And they'll go play action fake. They'll swing it out to the right side, and a nice reception by Bertram gets upfield, gets very close to the first down marker on that far side of the field. We'll see where he got pushed out. Going to mark him out there at the Anoka 34.5-yard line, a few yards shy of that first down. So a pickup of about 6 yards.
3rd and about 3 now for the Eagles.
3rd and 3 now for Totino Grace. Handoff's going to go right side. First carry of the night there for Daniel Jacob, and it's Jacob who plunges forward for a pickup of 5 yards and a first down.
And this is where Anoka needs to tighten down. Their defensive line needs to, get some penetration with the number of plays that Grace uses pulling guards. Really, you have to school yourself to not over penetrate, but to follow the guards. Somebody's got to follow the guards, because guards will take you to where the football is.
Alverson to pass on 1st down and 10, rolls to his left. He's going to keep it, and he jumps over the top of the linebacker who came to make the tackle, Jared Wilbur. As probably a good decision there from Halverson. Didn't like what he saw rolling to his left. You don't want to make a bad throw across your body. 3 yards. Probably a good decision by the quarterback there to get that positive yards.
Pretty good pressure by the defense. But that's a key feature of the Totino offense is that play action pass of the bootlegs and the waggles.
Quick handoff there to the motion back. That goes to Burlack, and Burlack kind of just shifts his way upfield as he's going east-west, gets a little bit north and south, and gets close to that first down. He picks up about 5 yards on that carry. Burlack has been one of the better running backs this evening for Totino Grace. He has the most carries so far.
And here's the jet sweep, and he does a good job of finding the seam and letting his block happen and then bouncing outside as things develop for him. 3rd and about 2 here.
Bertram is going to do the back in the backfield with Burlack on the left side. He goes in motion, and then give it to Bertram right up the gut. And Bertram looks to have that first down as he runs off the right hip of Jake Roney. Jake Roney, a senior center, 6'2", 246. His dad, Don Roney, former coach of St. Thomas, now coaching here at Totino Grace. And Roney got plunged into a big game last year in the middle of the championship game against Eden Prairie. Their center goes down. Junior stepped in, and he played a pretty darn good football game. And here he comes back this year as a starter at center.
Yeah, Jake's a good, solid player. He's a good-sized kid.
Wasn't always 246. I think he's worked on that a little bit, but he's always been I actually knew him as a little 2 or 3-year-old running around when I was playing at St. Thomas. He was the little turkey out there running around hitting anything that he could find. And now here he is playing for the Eagles. Pretty cool to see. Eagles pick up 1 yard on first down there. 2 first downs in this possession so far. Halverson gets under center, sends Flomo in motion, and gives it back on the other side to Burlack. Burlack gets upfield in a hurry, and those are those inside handoff plays, those little counters that are so difficult to stop because of the way that Totino Grace can execute.
Well, watch the motion. Here's the tackle trap counter, and you see the tackle and the back is right behind the tackle. It's very hard to see the running back until he gets the ball and turns upfield, and that's a great football play. The wing T tackle trap counter is just a really tough play to stop.
First down and goal now as Burlack got all the way down inside the 30. Inside the 10. They send Jacob in motion here. Now they give it to Jacob right side. He goes off tackle, but he's met there at the line of scrimmage. Good tackle that time up near the line of scrimmage. That was Sam Smith, one of the linebackers for the Tornadoes. You look up and down this Anoka lineup, they're playing a lot of juniors here tonight. Which,
yes, they are.
It's a good sign for Tornado football. They're going to be darn good next year with all this playing time these juniors are getting. But it can make for a tough first couple of weeks, even though they are 1-0 coming into tonight.
Now their defense is being severely tested right now in this first half, and they're really going to need to find a way to deal with the offense here of Totino.
Halverson fakes to Jacob, then flings it out the right side to Bertram, and Bertram makes the reception inside the 5, gets down to about the 3.
Here we see again, this is just another play action pass, the wing back out in the flat. Really have to, what happens is the outside receiver drives the defensive back off, in this case into the end zone, and the back gets out in the flat quickly. The play action pass holds the inside linebacker, and bang, the ball's thrown right out there in the flat, and you force the play.
You know, we used to run that play all the time at St. Thomas, where the fullback is constantly hitting that outside linebacker. Well,
Right.
eventually the outside linebacker just steps out of the way, and then the fullback slips behind him, and it's a beautiful play. You can pick up 5-6 yards every time. It seems if you can run it, you're really making that outside linebacker have some integrity.
Yeah, and the key against this type of an offense is you have to stay at home, and people have to know where the football is going by reading the offensive line. This is not an offense that you can watch the backs. The backs are going so many different directions, and there's a lot of motion. So you really got to focus in as a linebacker, particularly an inside linebacker. You've got to focus in on the lineman, and you've got to read your keys. And then once you decide where you're going, you've got to go right now, because that play is going to develop quickly.
Yeah, I'd imagine linebackers, this would be a frustrating team to play against because of all that pulling motion, and
exactly.
You never know who's hitting you on the next play. Halverson back to pass, throws off his back foot, but he found his big target at the back of the end zone. And the Eagles strike this time through the air. It's Alex Spevacek, the big 6'1", 225-pound tight end, who gets the touchdown reception and gives the Eagles their second score of the night.
Yep. That's, again, a well-executed play. That's a crossing route, the underneath crossing route by the tight end coming from the right to the left. Really nice catch. That wasn't poorly defended at all. Well done by Dalton Miller, actually. A nice catch by Spivacek to make that play. Here we'll see from the defensive side, you'll see Spivacek come across right there, make a nice grab over Miller. So well done.
Well, and that's what football's turned into right there. The passing game is all about matchups. It's the defense, giving that tight end the advantage over smaller defenders. I mean, that's where football is going. That's exactly what the NFL is all looking for, is that tight end that you simply, even if the defense is there, which it was, he's got an advantage. He had a 4-inch advantage, and he's a big target.
Got a guy who can get up there and make the play. So the last two possessions that have scored touchdowns for Totino have been 9 plays and 12 plays. Pretty darn good possession. I mean, that's what Eagle football is all about, is having possession. Don't necessarily have to have big plays, but you have to be consistent, and that's what they have done on their two scoring drives.
And they've executed on third down. I mean, that right there. They had a false start that made it to third down and goal from the 8 there, and they had to probably change the play call a little bit, and whipped out a passing play there. And the one thing I think Totino Grace probably wishes they weren't making the mistakes that they are here tonight. The muff fumble, a couple of penalties, but tonight they're able to recover from those penalties and those mistakes.
Yeah, and their defense is really pressuring the Anoka offense, and the Anoka offensive line is going to have to step up here.
This one's going to be received at the 25-yard line. He breaks the initial first tackle, now breaks another one. It's Wilbur. Finally gets taken down at the 28-yard line, 29-yard line. Anoka just even down 14-0, but also really struggling in the field position battle, with not able to get any more than just a first down here tonight. They got the best field position they got was off the muff fumble, and they really didn't capitalize. They ended up getting a 15-yard offensive pass interference penalty, which just took away that advantage they had for about a moment.
Absolutely, yeah. They really, and that was a nice play. That was a good call, a well-executed play.
One of the more successful running plays of the night there, as they opened up a hole for Ollie Nye up the middle, and Nye picked up 6 yards on first down.
Well, that hole opened up really nicely. Somebody cranked up the offensive line there a little bit, and they opened up a nice hole in that Grace defense, and somebody got into the linebacker zone and cut off one of the linebackers.
2nd down and 4 now out of the shotgun. And this time, just too much penetration. They tried to give a fake to the handoff, but then in the backfield already was the defensive players for Totino Grace. Jake Pink was back there, as well as Sam Pressler, and there was just nowhere to go for the quarterback.
Yeah, that's one of the tough things in the spread offense is the quarterback has to be able to read the defense and know whether he's going to give the ball to the back or keep it himself.
Another blitz coming through. Sieben gets away from that linebacker and finds an open receiver downfield. They call him Magic Mike here.
Yeah.
That's Tweitbach. I asked around how you pronounce his last name, but everyone says, we don't know. We just call him Magic Mike. Well, they found a little magic with Mike downfield. Tweitbach catches a big one for the Tornadoes.
Well, that was a huge play. And you see Tweitbach, and surprised he almost didn't get a horse collar tackle call there on the Grace defender. But that's a nice.
I think they might have actually got one. No, they're going to pick it up though.
Pick it up now. But yeah, that was a pretty. He had the jersey. He didn't. I don't know if he actually had the shoulder pad or not. But that's a dangerous tackle from behind, like that, grabbing the jersey and hauling the guy down from behind. But that's a nice play by both Sieben and Tweitbach to make that big pass play work.
Gain of 42 there, and he got away from the pressure. There was a blitz that got through. He was able to dodge that. Now they get the ball up the middle once again. Nice carry by Ollie Nye. A couple of positive plays as Anoka is all of a sudden knocking on the doorstep. They're in the red zone.
Well, it's just a matter of timing, and you can see that the offensive line just gets enough of a seam. Ollie Nye is not the biggest guy around. He's about 5'7", 180 pounds, and he fits right in there behind those big offensive linemen.
On second down and a long 2, they get about a yard, as it was Nye, the ball carrier, once again.
And Pressler does a nice job of hitting the seam and making the play on Ollie Nye.
Sieben with 2 receivers to each side. Nye, the deep back in the backfield. On a third down and 2. He's going to take the quarterback sneak, and I think they're going to get it.
Goes all the way down to about the 11-yard line.
So another first down for Anoka, their third of the night, second of this possession. And how big are these next couple of plays for what's going to happen in this ball game tonight?
Oh, absolutely. You got first and 10 at the 11-yard line. You can get another first down without scoring. We'll see if Sieben and the offensive line can get this thing going for him.
It goes Nye off tackle right side. Gets past the line of scrimmage, upfield for a couple of yards on that carry. There is an opportunity to get one more first down there. The first down marker is right at about the 1-yard line.
And that was really a nice play. The offensive line this series on running plays, the offensive line has done a nice job of cutting off the penetration of the Eagle defense and getting some holes for their running back. And Nye has taken advantage of it. He's had a couple of really nice runs.
Totino Grace uses a timeout now to slow things down here a little bit. Anoka was on the hurry, as they usually are, out of the no-huddle offense, ready to go up at the line of scrimmage.
I really like the quick offenses. I like the Oregon and some of those approaches to the game. You know, if you're trying to run a play about every 18 seconds, it really puts the pressure on the defense.
Well, you guys remember the Northwest Suburban Conference? What was your favorite Northwest Suburban Conference moment? It no longer exists. Not in football anyways, does in other sports, but here it is. It's the West Metro District North.
Here we are.
And there we are. Only 2 teams from this district won last week. Osseo beating Maple Grove, Anoka winning in a non-district game against Shakopee. And we'll be talking about districts now this season.
Yes,
it's going to be interesting. You know what? The cool thing it's doing is giving a lot of interesting new matchups, though.
Absolutely. And I think most teams are finding that they're playing teams that they're very competitive with every game. There's no soft spots in anybody's schedule.
Second down and 7. Nye goes at the middle. Nowhere to go. Runs left, and well, he found a little place to go for a moment there before he was grabbed and handled by Joe Russell. Russell tackled him down to the turf after a gain of 1.
Here we can see that Nye does a good job of bouncing off of his lineman and finding at least a little bit of a seam, getting a yard or 2. So we're at 3rd and 5. Easily in 4-down territory, but you really like to get 4 or 5 yards on 3rd down, not have to depend on 4th down or 4th and short or 4th and medium.
Sieben out of the gun with Nye to his right. 2 receivers to each side. Ball's in that left hash mark. Rolls to his right. He's going to get a hit. Delivers the ball, and it's picked. The defensive player makes a great run on the football. The receiver not so much. And what a crucial turnover right there. Big interception by Nolan Nielsen, a junior defensive back for the Eagles.
And a big hit by Charlie Waters just as Sieben is letting that ball go, and that hit by Waters, watch, it makes the ball come up short because Sieben doesn't get enough on it to get the ball up and over the defender. Receiver was actually wide open. So the play was made by Waters in the backfield, making that ball come up short. Good hustle by the linebacker to make the interception.
Totino Grace's defense does it again, forcing another turnover. Second interception of the night now for Sieben, who's now 3 of 8 with 2 interceptions. And Totino Grace picks up 3 yards on that first down carry from the 1-2-yard line. They gave themselves a little bit of breathing room on that play. So now it's 2nd down and 7 from the 5. Oh, big hit in the backfield. There was a great defensive play there. Jumping across the line of scrimmage and nearly blowing that play up was Anoka Sam Smith.
Yeah, this is really
Take a look at 24.
Sam Smith. Sam Smith gets leveled, but he takes out the guard. That's the key thing. The guard isn't able to make the kick-out block, and there's no place for Flomo to go. He's tackled in the backfield for a 2-yard loss and make it 3rd and 8 or 9 now for the Eagles, deep inside their own zone at about their 4-yard line.
Yeah, Smith actually got blown up, but his penetration really disrupted that play. They're going to throw it to the big guy out of the backfield here. Got very close to the first down, but a key tackle short of the first down. Big play by the Anoka defense.
It's going to make it 4th and 1 or 2. A nice play into the flat to the tight end.
Spevacek was the receiver again.
But theoretically, we would think that Anoka is going to get the ball in relatively good field position on this punt. Unless you can make sure you got 11 guys on the field, don't have 12.
So the Eagles do punt the football, and it's going to be, takes a little bit of a Totino Grace bounce, gets all the way back to midfield before it goes out of bounds. It actually is going to go out at the 49-yard line. So Anoka with some great field position here, but only 1:46 to go in the second quarter. So let's see if the Tornadoes can put that hurry-up offense to the test here. And it amounts to be a very critical possession if they're going to stay in this ball game. They're going to start with
it's too bad that they've had the turnover on that last possession when they were knocking on the door. Good defensive play by Grace, but now they really got to find themselves offensively. They should be playing with more confidence because they know they can move the ball now.
2 receivers to each side. It's going to be the quarterback keeper out of the shotgun, but he doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Just too much penetration up there, up the middle there. Sieben loses a yard on that carry. Actually, they're going to give him no gain. They are going to give him the line of scrimmage.
Yep. And Sieben, again, the tough reads for the quarterback in this offense. Now we're going with 5 receivers.
We're going to move one back into the tight end spot, so it's 2 to each side. We're going to send one guy in motion here. And now looking left side, throwing to that motion. Nathan Becker, but overshot Becker. And that'll fall incomplete, bringing up 3rd down. 3 of 9 now with 2 interceptions on the night for Sieben. One big play, though, down the field.
Yep, absolutely.
Finding Magic Mike down the right side.
Yeah, it's too bad the other long completion was negated by a penalty because that would have been another 30-some-yard gain.
3 receivers right, 1 left. Now Sieben goes out of the shotgun. Knight in the backfield. Now Sieben looks downfield, has an open receiver, and he just can't quite make the catch. That went through the hands of Judson Abler, and on a night like tonight, you just need to make all the plays you can, and they needed to have that one.
This is a pretty well thrown ball by Sieben. He steps up nicely in the pocket, gets good protection. Ball's a little high, but Abler doesn't quite make the grab on it. Now forces a 4th and 10 at midfield. Grace is going to get the ball back one more time.
One of the busiest guys in the stadium tonight.
Find it, Wes!
Catcher punts the football. Nice Anoka bounce all the way down to the 6 or 7 yard line where it's downed by the Tornadoes' Ryan West.
Now you've got an offense that's deep in their own zone. They're kind of a grinded out type of an offense. You're ahead by 2 and you got not much time left. You're going to run the clock out, or you're going to go for broke and see if you can run a play action pass and heave the ball deep downfield. I know what I would do, and I know what Bobby Bowden would say to do.
I know what Ferguson would do 10 years ago. He's more of a gambler these days.
Yeah.
I mean, he's as he's gotten older, he's
absolutely.
More of a gambler. I think he's running the football here. Flomo gets pretty good yards in that first down, and that's the kind of run on first down that makes you think about using a timeout. But I think Totino Grace would be pretty happy with getting the ball at half. Get the ball in the third quarter. Be up 14-0 after 2.
I think you're right there.
But it's not to say you might test the waters a little bit here. Pretty tight formation though, the tight wing T. And the inside handoff to Flomo. Shakes off a tackle, spins out of another, and picks up a couple of yards again. Now we see a timeout.
That's first down.
Well, first down, that stops the clock for a moment as Flomo gets a couple of yards, enough for the first down. And they'll restart the clock now, and that'll probably do it for the first half, I imagine. Maybe one last play. We'll see if Halverson decides to snap the football here. He is going to. They give it right up the middle to Bertram. Bertram with really nowhere to go. Doesn't pick up any yards. And that's how the second quarter comes to an end. Well, it kind of ends a little mild compared to some of the action we saw throughout that first 2 quarters. And we'll have fun breaking it down in just a moment. But your initial thoughts on the first 2 quarters of this ball game?
Well, I think it boiled down to a couple things. There were a couple of big plays for Grace. The 2 interceptions by far were big plays. The muffed punt didn't turn out to be as big a play for Anoka. So we'll go down to Allie on the field.
Allie standing by.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach, you've got 2 scores on the board, but what a tremendous defensive effort by your team in the first half, including that touchdown-saving end zone interception.
Yeah, that was a big play. I mean, that was kind of a tide turner, at least to this point. Like the way the defense played. You know, our offense is executing a little better. Stupid penalty, you know. Got to stay away. I'll just say, got to stay away from the penalties. We're hurting ourselves there, and you know, Anoka's playing hard. They practice too, but so far so good.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second. Thanks.
Thank you.
Back to you, Joe.
All right, Allie, thank you very much. Coach Ferguson, he's going to demand perfection out of those boys, but that's what makes him what he is. And, you know, I think we kind of mentioned it, though, too. I mean, they have made some mistakes here tonight, but tonight they're getting away with it. Last week, based on the opponent, they couldn't, and that's why he wants to clean it up because, you know, he knows that, you know, there's bigger games and bigger tests down the road. So Coach Ferguson probably not too happy with some of the things that happened in that half, but probably pretty happy with what the scoreboard says at least.
Yes, I'm sure of that, and you'll know that you know, he caught himself there, but penalties that he thinks are stupid. He does not like stupid penalties, and there's no such thing in a coach's mind of an intelligent penalty. So that's a key factor, and like you said, Joey, the coaching staff is demanding perfection from these guys. Anything less is not going to be acceptable, and the kids know that, and they play hard and they practice hard to get there.
Well, and one of the things that he knows too is, you know, when you play a half like that, when Anoka didn't come out and play that good of football, he probably feels they should be up 28-0, not 14, because they did muff a punt there at midfield. They were going to have great field position. Well, maybe they should be up 10 more points. They left 3 points on the board too with that missed field goal, but it's a high school kicker, you know, that's going to happen. But, you know, a good half for Totino Grace, but I think, as you're saying, this is a championship caliber program that expects greatness. And Coach Ferguson, you know, it's always good to be up 14-0 and have some things to work on. I would love to be in that position.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, I think, too, that, you know, from the Anoka standpoint, they've got to be saying, geez, you know, this should be a 14-7 game, or it could even be a 7-7 game if we don't make the mistakes that we made. And, again, the coaches are going to be emphasizing, we've played with these guys. They took an advantage to us early on, but we came back and moved the ball. We came back and put the ball deep in the zone. We've just got to take advantage of what they give us and make them earn more than what we gave them in the first half.
All right, now it's time for our halftime show, brought to you now by the Anoka High School Band.
volunteering is more than just a word. It's a window to opportunities. Take Mark, for example. By taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television, Mark is helping bring entertainment and information to his community, along with building a foundation of skills that will take him one step closer to his dreams. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing on trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back to Anoka. 14-0. Totino Grace leading here at halftime, and what a great performance put on just moments ago by the band. The dance line making their way out now as we take a look now at the first half highlights, and there were a lot of them. As the ball gets thrown up at the middle, it was Anoka's defense standing up to the test. There's big play there by the Tornadoes' Riley Baumgartner. Now the ball goes to Flomo left side. I prematurely called this a touchdown run, but what an effort defensively from Dalton Miller at the time. We thought it was a nice play, but it turned out to be a huge play because Totino Grace ended up missing this field goal as they cranked it off the right post. And the kicker for Totino Grace not too happy with that effort, Connor Mullen. But Totino Grace would come back though. Nice throw by Halverson. Oh, it's actually a great defensive play on this play. It's Jack Hetrick making an excellent defensive play for the Tornadoes. Totino Grace would go down the field though, eventually put the ball on the 1 yard line, and then there was the Eagles' Ivan Burlock up over the top for this first score of the game. That gave the Eagles a 6-0 lead. The extra point made it 7. And there's the defensive effort from Totino Grace. This would not end up being a fumble. At the time, we thought it was a fumble, pick up, and score. Ended up being an incomplete pass, but what an effort there. Anyways, from the defensive side of the ball from Totino Grace, it was Charlie Waters who we thought had that touchdown. Don't worry, Charlie Waters will make a big play again later on in this game. Here comes one of the few mistakes in the half from Totino Grace. That's a fumble by Joe Russell. Benitez gets the fumble recovery there for the Tornadoes. Anoka would get a pass interference call, though, on what was going to be a big play. Instead, here's Waters again with that interception. Waters has been all over the place, man. He's having a great game.
He's had a good night.
Waters makes that interception there. Great play. And then Totino Grace gets on the board again, this time through the air. The big tight end, Alex Spevacek, puts it in the end zone for 6 there. Extra point makes it 14-0. And there is a nice play from the Tornadoes. Their best offensive play of the night. That was a 42-yard pickup right there for the Tornadoes. Magic Mike on the receiving end of that one. Your first half stats: 113 rushing yards for the Eagles, 20 for the Tornadoes. And the passing yards, a slight favorite of Anoka with that one big play. But Totino Grace, not a lot of yards, but some great efficiency in those 43 yards. Key first downs, a touchdown as well. 9 first downs in the game for the Eagles to the 3 of Anoka. And you see there the rest of your stats in the first half. We'll take a look at the top 10 poll now of the big schools in the area here. Eden Prairie, not surprisingly, up on top. Osseo, one of our teams, sitting in that 2 spot. Prior Lake tonight, all over Minnetonka, up 31-0. They're in that 3rd spot. Maple Grove 0-1 because they lost to Osseo at that 6 spot. They are right now in a dogfight with Hopkins, tied up 21-21. Lakeville North, and now make it 28-21. Maple Grove is now up. North Burnsville, Totino Grace falls in that number 9 slot, and then there's that old familiar Creedendale Hall on the 10th spot. Not a lot of teams from the east side of the metro there.
Nope.
But this is the West Side Paper Star Tribune, so keep that in mind.
There you go.
For that media bias. 14-0 at halftime. There it is, the water tower that overlooks us here at Goodrich Field. We'll be back for a second half high school football here on 12 Sports.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Lindsay, for example. Her first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. Right away, she received professional training and now has the tools and skills necessary to produce her own show. She's turning dreams into realities right from her own home. And best of all, she's sharing her passion with members of her community and beyond. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Back here in Anoka, 14-0 Totino Grace leading the Tornadoes right now. Anoka coming into this game 1-0. Totino Grace 0-1. Some other scores around the Metro just to pass along here quickly. Park Center, one of our teams, tied up with Spring Lake Park 7-7 right now. Lakeville North up on Egan 21-3. Monticello over Buffalo 8-7. It's Burnsville over Lakeville South 14-6. And Eden Prairie up on Edina 21-0. And then last we heard was Maple Grove was up on Hopkins 28-21, and what looks to be like an old shootout. Hopkins obviously always known for an offense that could put up points. And doing so here tonight against what we thought was going to be a pretty good Maple Grove defense. Yeah. So that's a pretty good game.
Yeah, Maple Grove giving up a few scores that I hadn't anticipated based on what I saw last week. They looked like they were going to be a pretty good defense all year here, and Hopkins proven that they can move the ball and put the ball in the end zone.
Well, we came into this game here tonight and we looked at that offensive line from Anoka, and it looked like some pretty big sides across the board. You're talking about some big guys up there. They got a 6 foot, 235-pound center, 6'3", 230 guard, 6'2", 265, 6'3", 285. And 6'2", 265. They're pretty big up front, no doubt about it.
That's right.
But what we learned from this here is it's always not about the size. It's about getting off the ball and getting on players. Now, we're obviously talking about one of the better defenses around at Totino Grace as well. So I'm not trying to knock on Anoka's offensive line here, but I think that's what you're going to see here is it's about, which team can get to the ball and make plays, and that's what Totino Grace has done here tonight. These two teams played last year. Grace obviously had the edge. They fell in that 35 spot twice against them, 35-17 in the regular season, and then again in the section playoffs, there was 35-14 in that matchup. So Totino Grace, that was on their way to what was really a remarkable run all the way to the Prep Bowl, where they had a chance to win, and it came down to that two-point conversion. And Coach Ferguson decided to roll the dice. Let's go for it. We only get one chance to even play for a state championship. I'm not a go for two type of guy in that situation. I like to let the game kind of go on and let the players make plays. But I don't have 7 state championships under my belt like Coach Ferguson does.
And I tell you, I love the idea that you know, somebody wants to go for the win. When I'm on the sideline, I'm probably going to say, well, I'd like to go for the win, but, you know, I'm a little bit more, like you said, I'd like to extend the game and see what happens.
Yeah.
And that's always a tough call as to how you want to handle that kind of a situation. But, you know, the guy on the sideline, Coach Ferguson and his staff, they know where their kids were. And if, you know, and if it's a matter where the kids are saying, yeah, we got it, we want it, and they're willing to accept the consequences of a bad play or a play that isn't successful, then that's okay.
And a year ago, it was Coach Lamker against Totino Grace in a critical game. I think it was the quarterfinals or semifinals at the Metrodome. They did the exact same thing with Totino Grace. They didn't convert, and Coach Lamker was the gambler that night. And it's exciting stuff. It's been such good finishes. Well, and Totino Grace last year, if you remember the way their season worked out, they had won a couple of real big nail biters throughout the season.
Yes,
I mean, they were winning some pretty dramatic victories on the way to that one-loss season last year. And the only loss to the regular season is, I think Maple Grove put it on a pretty good 28-0 in the middle of the year.
Yep.
But other than that, Totino Grace is winning some pretty clutch games. They had a close one against Osseo, and then had a couple other ones in there that were pretty dramatic, nice victories for the Eagles. So it was a nice season, no doubt. But you know, you look at Coach Ferguson, his 14 years as head coach, and I'm talking when you're averaging about 1.2 losses per year, you're doing something
doing
right.
Pretty well.
There's nothing.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. And I think here in the second half, we're going to have to see two things from Anoka. Number one, their defense has to tighten down against the run, which they started to do in the second quarter. More importantly, I think, though, they've got to keep their offense on the field. They've got to keep that dynamic Grace offense on the sideline. And to do that, their offensive line is going to have to get off the ball well. They're going to have to hook up, sustain their blocks, and give them the chances, give their running backs and their quarterbacks the chances that they had in the second quarter to make some things happen.
You know, we lost the Northwest Suburban Conference title names, but these two teams both have what accounts to be a Northwest Suburban Conference schedule after this. And you got Totino Grace playing down the stretch, Andover, Osseo, Blaine, Champlain Park, Centennial, Coon Rapids, all teams very familiar from that Northwest Suburban Conference. And of course, Anoka, very much the same. They have Osseo next week, and then Andover, Coon Rapids, Blaine, Champlain Park, and Centennial. So even though these names, there's different names, it's called a district, they are doing what accounts to pretty much the same teams they would play back in the Northwest Suburban Conference. It's Totino Grace on the field, ready to receive this kick. We're still waiting for the Anoka kickoff team to come onto the field. Let's get a football out there. There we go. Let's check to see if it's inflated enough. I thought I saw someone running out of the bathroom with that one. Yep, that one's not good enough. I told you. Nope, doesn't have enough air in it.
No deflate gate here.
Yeah, let's let Anoka, nice try. Brady, Tom, let's get a ball in here. Let's check this one out. All right, here we go.
Yeah, gotta get the kicking ball this time.
First time I get to see the kickoff return team for the Eagles. Brady Bertram, one of those back there. Flomo, the other. And the deep receivers on the kickoff return. And when Anoka decides to kick the ball here, Schaff to kick it off. And here we go, second half underway. This one will be Bertram picking it up at the 10-yard line. Heads up the middle. Now to the right side. He's got some running room across the 30 to the 40, midfield, and knocked down near the 50-yard line. Great return by the Eagles as we're going to go down to Allie Alt on the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. Caught up with a heated Coach Berkeley here at half. And he said, well, I asked him, I said, only 3 first downs in that first half. What's that offense got to do to spark? He said, Caleb has to do better under center. He said he has to have better reads, and it simply just comes down to that.
There you go, the junior quarterback, Caleb. And we go to Flomo up the middle. What a nice run there. He breaks a couple of tackles, now a stiff arm, and gets all the way down to the 25. A 25-yard carry to start the second half. And Gaylor Flomo looking a little like his brother Kez now as he's finding his form as number 4.
Well, this is a really nice run. He gets a good seam to hit, breaks a couple of tackles up into the secondary, and does a nice job of getting downfield, running to the goal line. Nice 25-yard gain for Flomo.
Game for Flomo here. Joe Moline, along with Bill Hunstock and Allie Arlt down on the sidelines. Glad you could be with us here tonight. We'll be live on Channel 12 pretty much throughout the season. Be sure to check out 12.tv for the schedule. You can also follow on Facebook and on Twitter, and that will also keep you well informed throughout the season. Totino Grace takes a timeout there. I think they were about to get a delayed game. After that big play, had a hard time getting the play back in. But you know, talking about what Allie spoke about out there, Caleb Sieben is the quarterback, the junior quarterback. He's running a brand new offense. It is early on in the year. We're not even in school yet, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get down this new offense, the spread offense. I imagine it's a tough offense for a quarterback to run for the first time. And then when you see a speedy defense like the Eagles, it's not a welcoming sight.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a, this is a quarterback-intensive offense, whereas the wing T that Grace runs is not so much a quarterback-intensive offense. I mean, the quarterback can make or break the team, as we all know. But with a 4-back offense, it's a whole lot different than a 1 or 2-back offense.
Action fake now. Grace back to throw the ball. Halverson's got a receiver. He almost had Joe Russell down the right side in what looked like kind of double coverage, only because he was the only receiver downfield, but it was still a perfectly thrown football, only where Russell could get it. It just had a little bit too much on it.
That's a nice ball by the quarterback getting the ball, and Russell just can't quite put the grabbers on it. He's like, oh my goodness, how did that skip off my hands?
That throw was even better than we thought.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Halverson put it right on the money.
This one goes to the outside. Another first down run on second down. That's going to be a little bit short of the first down, rather, but a nice run again by Daniel Jacob, who's checked in here as probably the 4th running back option in this Totino Grace Eagles offense. But every time he's touched the ball, he's taken it for over 5 yards.
He's done a nice job tonight.
Yeah.
There's a good tackle by the Anoka defender coming up to make that play to keep it from being even a bigger one.
Jacob gets the ball again on 3rd down and short, and he knives his way through the defense, gets a nice run there inside the 10-yard line. A gain of 8 on that run, so Jacob with back-to-back 8-yard runs.
Daniel Jacob does a nice job. You just notice that when he finds a place, he makes a nice turn. You can see he makes a 90-degree turn to his left, and that's really tough. When you can make a sharp turn at nearly full speed or at full speed, it really puts an awful lot of pressure on the tackler to not overrun the play and make a good tackle.
Halverson back under center. Gives this one to the deep back in the backfield. Burlack was the ball carrier there. DJ Nye makes the tackle for Anoka. Gain of a few yards on that carry. Down to the 6-yard line now. 2nd and goal for the Eagles. Totino Grace with 2 touchdowns in this game. One a 1-yard plunge by Burlack, and the other one was an 8-yard touchdown pass by Kyle Halverson. Oh. Yeah, flag on the play here as Flomo gets the ball up the gut. Gets down near the goal line, down to the 1, but we're going to have a legal motion false start on Totino Grace.
Looks like it, yep.
So they'll knock it back 5 yards. This is exactly what they did last time inside the 10-yard line. It didn't hurt them that time, but it was still frustrating nonetheless for the Eagles.
Well, those are, those little procedure penalties are real. They're real niggling types of things. They really frustrate the heck out of a coach, because all it is you got to hold still, and that's all it is. Hold still. Particularly for the offense, everybody knows what the snap count is. No reason to flinch at all.
Pass rolling to his right as Halverson throws it in traffic, has this one knocked down, but we have a late flag coming in here, and we might have some pass interference. On the coverage was Ryan West. He might have got on the back of the big tight end there. Spekovich was the intended receiver, so sure enough, pass interference on the defense. Let's take a look at this one.
Here we see, there we go.
It's one of those where he makes the play with the right hand, but he's got the left hand on the shoulder.
Yep.
That's really subtle, though.
Really subtle. That's
that referee's been waiting to throw that flag tonight, hasn't he? Trying to get in the mix. I pick on refs occasionally. That's one you should say on air, Bill. I'll throw you into the bus.
Thanks.
Second down and 6. Back-to-back penalties. One on the Eagles. Yeah, we got a first down now. Sorry. First down on the automatic first down on the pass interference. Enough goes right side and into the end zone they go. Burlock with his second score of the night brings that one in for 6 yards. So Burlock gets on the board again, and Totino Grace extends their lead now 20-0 with the extra point pending.
That's a nice jet sweep that they run. They get the ball off quickly, pull both guards, and that's a quick hitting play. Even though it hits on the outside, it's a quick hitting play because it comes so quick after the snap of the ball.
Mullen drives that one through the uprights, giving the Eagles a 21-0 lead now, and well in control of this one.
There we'll see the guards pull, one kicks out, one turns up, the back follows them, splits the difference and into the end zone. Very well executed sweep by the Grace offense. Nice run by Burlock, and another nice possession by the Totino offense to open the second half. That's one of the things you like to do is you get the ball first, you like to take it down and score, put that much more pressure on your opponent.
Yeah, there's nothing better than, is getting that 3 and out, giving your offense a short field. You'd like to put some points on the board right off the bat, but even if you don't put your points on the board, if you get that 3 and out to start, you're all of a sudden in control of the field position battle.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, you get the ball in the second half, you've worked out your kinks, and you drive. Well, and look at this. They got a nice little 40-yard kick return to midfield and started at the 50. A first play was a 25-yard run by Flomo, and just like that, they were already in scoring territory. So a nice drive by Totino Grace, 2 first downs on that possession, a 50-yard drive for the Eagles, taking about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Anoka returns this one back near the 20-yard line, and a flag is on the play, so this might drive the Tornadoes deep inside their own territory.
The illegal block in the back.
That's not good. You'll see the run there by Nathan Becker, and a nice tackle by Joe Russell. Russell's a pretty good football player for Totino Grace. He did have that muff fumble, but he's done a lot of things well here tonight too. He looks, he should probably have that one reception, but
he's playing on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's making a lot of plays.
On special teams, he does a good job all the way around.
He's going to have a good year. He's only a junior too. When you're playing on both sides of the ball at Totino Grace and you're a junior, you got a bright future.
Yeah, a lot of juniors, and all the running backs and quarterback for Grace are juniors.
Yeah, I saw that. All the linemen are seniors and all the skill players are juniors. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Totino Grace is only starting 2 seniors on defense.
They're well set.
I would say, hey, Totino Grace is going to be good next year, but that'd be like saying, we're going to play football again next year.
There you go.
Second down and 8 now, as Anoka picks up 2 on that first down play. Out of the shotgun, let's see if Caleb They'll have a better half here for Sieben. Throws it out to the right side, and then he gets some positive yards. You see how quickly the Eagles get to the football, though. Not a lot of yards after the catch on that one as it went back to Tweitbach. Ooh,
it was a nice catch. Pretty good run after the catch, considering that 4 guys took a shot at him. Mike Tweitbach does a nice job of getting the ball up and into reasonable third and 3rd and 4, third and medium type of distance here for the Tornadoes.
Boy, Sieben sure took a hit when he delivered that pass as well. 3rd and 3 now, out of the shotgun, Sieben. Hands it off left side, and there's not much running room there. Just not a good surge from that offensive line as Totino Grace's defense waiting for him at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle there was Ryan Kush. And it was only about a yard gain when they needed 3.
So that's going to, again, the field position is going to favor Grace. They're going to get the ball probably near midfield.
Russell back to receive this. It's end over end. Hits at the 43. And we'll take a Totino Grace bounce back to the 44 after going forward for a couple of yards. And Totino Grace, what do you know? With that 3 and out, they're back in great field position once again.
Inside Anoka territory. And again, playing on the short field. This is what you try to do with your defense, is get your offense the field position advantage. And this is playing right into where Grace wants to be and what they want to do.
A couple of new players checking in a little bit. Max Carr, left tackle for Totino Grace. Big boy there. Halverson gets under center. Max Carr goes 305 up there at the left tackle spot. They send Burlock in motion, hand it off to him right side, and gets up the middle for a couple of yards. Give him 3 on that first down carry. You can see your scores there above our score now. You see Osseo up over Andover 42-7 at halftime. Nice feature we got this year.
Like they might be the real deal this year, huh?
You saw them last week. You tell us.
Oh, they're good. They're a good, solid team.
Bertram gets the reception there, but only has about a yard after making that catch, as the Tornadoes really did swarm to the football well on that play.
It was very well defended by the Tornado defenses. Again, the pass into the flat. Halverson gets the ball out. Caught by the fullback Burlock. Nothing there. Excuse me, that was Brady Bertram. I'm getting my 5s and 6s mixed up here.
And then it's Bertram and Burlock. I mean, come on. Flomo goes up the middle. And Anoka's defense toughened up a little bit on this drive. We're in some battles up front. And Totino Grace is in, I think, 4 down territory here. I don't think they want to kick the ball back to him. They got 4th down and 4.
This is a tough call. This is a key play for the Anoka defense. If they can stop them here and get the ball back, obviously it's a nice 3 and out, but they're getting a little bit better field position than they might have had if there had been a punt.
Action fake. Halverson rolls to his right. He's got some running room, and he's going to tuck it and pick up the first down with his feet. Anti decision there by the junior quarterback for the Eagles.
And that's the power of the play action pass. The quarterback is running, and every time they've run that play so far tonight, until that one, he's thrown the ball. So the defensive backs are looking to play the pass defense, and he gets about a 6-yard gain.
Halverson, play action fake, rolls to his left, and overthrows his target there, Burlock.
He was well played by Chase Miller. Did a really nice job of getting up and making a play on that pass to know if he got a hand on it or just disrupted the vision of the receiver. Nice play.
think Totino Grace has the potential to have a sneaky good passing game. They only have that one wide out, but then out of there, he can throw it to the tight end and the running backs. They got some defensive cross line of scrimmage. A hard count there by Halverson drew a couple of tornadoes across the line.
Yep.
I'll give him a free 5 yards.
Well, and that's another one of those procedure penalties that you got somebody, you finally got him into a 2nd and long, and you're going to go put him in 2nd and 5 now. That's a very, very tough thing to deal with.
Second down of 5 now for Totino Grace. Russell, the split up wide receiver to the right. Halverson gives it to Flomo, the deep back. And he picks up about 4 yards as he approaches the 21-yard line. Flomo starting to get up there in yards a little bit with a good start to the second half. With that carry there, that puts him over 80 yards, 81 yards in the night, 9 carries. Pretty efficient running game.
Pretty efficient, that's right.
We haven't seen the first tackler get Flomo very often.
No, not very often.
They send Flomo in motion, but they give it to the fullback. This one will be pretty close to a first down, as it was Bertram who took it up the middle.
It is a first down.
Bertram picks up the couple of long yards that were needed, and Totino Grace moves the chains. And these drives that they've had are winning drives.
Yes, they are.
You know, when it's nice to get big explosive plays. You always want those in your offense, but when you can just connect on 3rd down and short all the time, that's really deflating for a defense, an opposing defense.
Absolutely, and that really is what makes it tough. And then you get plays like this. Run right up the middle that gets you about 8 or 10, 12 yards, and that's just wearing the defense down. That's all that is.
Well, that play happens because of those 3rd down plays.
Absolutely.
You know, because you're always constantly grinding them out and getting and converting on 3rd down, you've wore this defense down. Now you can get a big play up the middle.
Absolutely.
You got hands on hips, and
you got guys. And the thing is, guys are getting blocked from every side. They don't know exactly where the block is coming from, so it's very hard to be aggressive on defense when that's happening.
Now a flag comes in here as Burlack ran to the right side. Probably in that spot where we have an offensive holding on Totino Grace.
That's going to bring the ball back another 10 yards, bring it back out to about the 20-yard line.
So you're going to march off the correct yardage here. Second holding penalty of the night on Totino Grace.
First and goal
from the 17,
from the 17. So that's a pretty fair piece to try to get, even in 4 downs.
Halverson rolls to his right. He's going deep, and we have a little bit of contact. This time they're not going to throw the flag there. So Spevacek, the tight end in the end zone, got tangled up a little bit with the defensive back, but he got away with it, so good coverage from Dalton Miller.
Yep. Yeah, Miller does a nice job from his defensive back position. That's just a corner route by the tight end. The tight end steps down hard to make it look like the run block, and then releases out into the corner. That's a very disciplined job by Miller on the defense to not let him be open.
So second down. Second down and goal now from the 17. They send Flomo in motion now, the deep back. He gets the handoff left side again, does not get tackled by the first defender.
No.
Keeps his feet churning forward. And you know what I like about that run right there? It's a little subtle thing. You know, a lot of guys will try to break it out to the outside. He kind of knew, what was there, and he said, I'm going to be better off just staying behind my line here and getting 1 or 2 more yards.
Yep.
And trying to get that big play and maybe losing a yard or 2 from where he was.
He just stays right in there and lets things develop in front of him, and that's a a big deal to trust your offensive line that much that you know that they're just going to stay hooked up and keep their feet driving.
Halverson back to pass, and he's under pressure, and he goes down. What a big play defensively. Getting the sack was Jared Wilbur as he broke through the line, and there's some rare pressure in the backfield from the Tornadoes, but they'll take it on that big third down play.
Well, that was a huge play. That was again this very similar to that type of waggle or bootleg type play, and defense really stepped up, makes a huge play, drives it back outside the 20-yard line, making a 36-yard field goal attempt that is blocked.
Connor Mullen gets his 36-yarder blocked as Anoka makes another stand. Now, how many times has Totino Grace been in the red zone and not scored? That's at least a couple now.
And second time at least. Yeah, second field goal attempt that has been unsuccessful. And good recovery by the Anoka defense on that. That's a live ball after it's blocked. The Grace player picked it up and ran, and the Anoka guy had enough presence of mind to come up and make the play.
Anoka back on offense, first down and 10 after that big defensive stand from their own 21. Handoff goes up the middle after a fake on the end around. And Nye got the ball, but similar result all night long here, about a yard, if that.
Yeah, they really have done a great job. The Grace defense has done a nice job of keeping Ollie Nye bottled up tonight. He's shown that he's got some real good moves and good acceleration, follows his blocks well, but when you're getting hit in the backfield, it's tough to make anything.
Nye gets the ball left side here, but just getting off his block and getting to the football and making that tackle was Grace's Jody Linders. Linders is a sophomore linebacker who's working his way in here on the second. Kind of, you know, they're rotating guys through. They're giving people playing time. And how about that? You got a linebacker as a sophomore come in, and I mean, he shed a block there and made a play right at the line of scrimmage. Good looking football play.
Nicely done.
206-pound sophomore. Now Linders is going to come on a blitz. Nearly got the quarterback. Forced him out of the pocket anyways. And Stevens going to go down for a loss.
Pence makes a nice play at the end of the play. They're just wrap Sieben up. They just got more guys coming at them than they can handle.
Well, and I would even say that they're just winning the one-on-one battles too.
Yes.
I mean, they're getting off blocks and they're winning that battle up front, and it's one thing if one guy does it once in a while, but when all four guys are winning their battle,
makes it tough.
Russell calls for the fair catch and then makes that catch at about the 41-yard line of the Tornadoes, giving them the ball back on the Anoka side of the 50, and that's happened all too many times tonight for Anoka to handle.
That's been the entire second half so far. The entire third quarter has been played on the Anoka half of the field, and you just, you know, it's just a grind. It's a testament to the Anoka players that they have been able to hang on what they're doing, but they've really got to get something with the offense. They've got to do something to turn the field position a little bit. Otherwise, the fourth quarter is just going to be a real long evening for them.
Final play here now. Maybe not. It's not going to be because it's going to be a complete pass. Every time I try to call something tonight, it's kind of been that way. Final play, I thought, of the half ended up being a long, incomplete pass to Mason Schuler, who got open down the field. And boy,
just couldn't quite make the connection. The grab wasn't there. The ball was maybe a half a foot too long, but
you know,
Halverson puts the ball out where the guys can run and catch it.
I'll tell you what, Halverson's played a pretty solid game. The numbers don't show it. You know, I mean, he's not right. They're not popping off the page at you. But boy, he's actually throwing some pretty good balls. Halverson's going to roll to his right, and he throws this one complete. And this one will make up some of those yards he's lost on some of the non-catches down the field, but we have a little bit of a problem there as Bertram's very slow to his feet here. He got hit in the knee there.
He took a pretty good shot right there at the end of that run.
Well, Bertram gets a first down. The Eagles are going to move the sticks, but we're going to switch sides of the field, and we're going to take a break. Fourth quarter high school football action coming up here next on 12 Sports.
Volunteering is more than just a word. It's a window to opportunities. Take Mark, for example. By taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television, Mark is helping bring entertainment and information to his community, along with building a foundation of skills that will take him one step closer to his dreams. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Well, Totino Grace does move the chains and gets that big first down, but probably the bigger story right now is what's happening over on their 30-yard line, on their sidelines. They got Bertram down getting some medical attention on that appeared to be left leg after that first down catch. So first down and 10 from the Anoka 30. They send Jacob in motion, and they give it to Jacob up the middle. Nice little cut, stiff arm, gets away from a tackler. And again, Jacob always picking up positive yards, gets about 7 yards in that carry. See Brady Bertram down there on the field, stretching it out, trying to figure out what's wrong with that knee.
It might be just a cramp.
Well, it came off contact, so
yeah.
I thought anyways. You know,
that's usually not the way you test a knee, but that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, cramps are what we get used to seeing in the early games of high school football. Second down and 2 after that 8-yard run by Jacob. Daniel Jacobs, senior running back. Halverson back to pass, throwing at the Flomo, and just couldn't find the right angle on that one. Not the right touch or the right angle. Flomo never kind of turned the corner a little bit.
Right. That's a tough angle. The receiving back has to get a little bit of a bow on his retreat. He's got to get a couple 3 yards deeper into the backfield and then turn his shoulders so the quarterback's got a little bit of an angle on him. If you're running parallel to the football, it's hard to track it down. That's a very tough angle to throw and catch.
Flomo, the deep back in the backfield, and kind of an interesting formation there with a lineman type number in the backfield blocking for him. Joe Doles, a junior guard, has checked in as the fullback. With Bertram going down, Doles has a great kickoff block there. Flomo loves, hey, that's a good formation. Let's throw an extra guard in the backfield.
There you go. I don't know how many guards are used to blocking out of the fullback position, but you know, whatever works.
Got to be a little agile, I'm sure.
And if he's an offensive lineman, he's going to be saying, Coach, give me the ball in that guard trap, right?
There's Flomo on the great block again from his guard fullback. And Flomo breaks a couple of tackles, and this time he finds his way to the end zone. He's been stopped short a couple of times tonight, denied. Not this time. 15-yard touchdown run for Flomo Part 2.
Nice kick-out block by the fullback. And you can see Flomo just does a nice job of breaking tackles. There 3 people had a shot at him, and he did a very good job of breaking tackles, a stiff arm, shoulder, and everything like that. So he's done a nice job.
Well, his first game of his career, over 100 yards, gets a touchdown there. It's a nice night there.
That's the way you like to get the season rolling.
He was about the 5th or 6th leading rusher on last year's team, playing behind a group of very talented running backs, including his older brother. And now, now he's in the mix.
And again, right here you see him make 2 or 3 nice moves and run right over a defensive back and break out of an arm tackle from 2 guys.
People are going to see him this year and go, I thought that kid graduated last year. Why is he running all over us again?
And then we've got to put up with it again next year, too. And I see they're finally getting Bertram up on the sideline over there.
Yeah, he's standing up, getting some water now, and He's hobbling.
He's kind of hobbling, but it doesn't look like it's a serious knee type of an injury. So that's good.
He's not on the golf cart, right?
No, absolutely.
27 nothing. They missed the extra point there. 10:40 to go in this fourth quarter.
And the only thing you can say about Totino Grace's offense is that their field goal extra point team has been a little less than scintillating tonight.
Yeah, and what it appears is they have a kicker with a lot of leg too. So
yeah,
it's just a matter of just getting it down. But yeah,
making the plays and making it happen.
We got some good football players across the Northwest Metro this year, so we're going to be in good hands this year on Channel 12 Sports. There's some great teams, great players. I saw that Thompson for Armstrong is committed to the Gophers. That's good news. Not Thompson, the younger Barber. Sorry, the younger Barber.
Yep,
he's going to be a Gopher. That's good news. Oh, that's going to be a fumble. Nice kick return right there. That's going to end up down near the 14-yard line where Anoka will take over.
And you always tell your up guys, don't retreat to make a catch.
Yep, nothing over your head, right?
Right, nothing over your head. Don't retreat to make a catch. Let the guys behind you who are coming up catch the ball on the run. You cannot catch a kickoff going backwards and have any momentum going forward. So again, that's a discipline thing that the kick return guys have to understand. The ball's up in the air, it's going to go over your head. Let it go. There's somebody behind you that's going to make the play.
First down and 10 from the 15. Anoka once again out of the shotgun. He moves his running back over to the right side and hands it off to Nye. And Ollie Nye shakes his way forward for a couple of yards on first down.
They just really can't. They really can't get their running game on track. Their trapping is not effective. The slanting by the Eagle defense is really bothering both the base blocking and the trap blocking by the Anoka line. When they hook up, they're doing a pretty good job. They're just really struggling with the defensive line for the Eagles right now.
Nice little move there at the line of scrimmage. And Nye shakes loose for a first down. The containing linebacker on the outside there, who's had an excellent football game, just swung and missed on that tackle right here. Look at, you're not going to see that very often because Waters has been great tonight, and Waters had a great chance to make a play at the line of scrimmage, but the leader of that defense just a rare miss.
Ollie Nye does a nice job. You can see the kind of talent that he has. Once he gets into a one-on-one situation, he can make people miss. Nice first down for the Anoka offense to get the ball out of the deep zone.
Quarterback keeper to the right side, nowhere to go there. The defense stiffened up in a hurry. The Eagles all over that one. In on the mix there for Totino Grace was big Hunter Christensen, the 6'1", 234-pound junior defensive tackle.
And Sieben just took the ball and ran with it. Not a bad play. Just that you can't be being hit by defensive linemen at the line of scrimmage.
They won the kick out on the right side there, but too much pressure from up the middle, and another loss on that play as the Eagles were there. In on the stop there is Jake Sitars.
One of the things that we'll see down the road, I think, from the Anoka offense is that on a play like that, the right side defensive end really crashed down hard to go after Ollie Nye and Sieben, the quarterback. If he sees that, the next time they run that play, he'll keep that, let that defensive end just go hell-bent for election down the line of scrimmage, and he'll have an open side of the field to run to.
Sieben, wide open receiver there, and did they get a feet imbalance? He did not. Becker could not get his feet down to make that catch. Boy, you're not going to find a more open receiver. Totally blown coverage there.
Yep, that was perfect and a nice ball, and it was, the receiver does a really nice job here making sure that he catches the ball. Doesn't make any difference if you're inbounds or outbounds if you don't catch the ball. But force another punt. from the Anoka offense here. So the punt team's gotten a workout tonight.
And it's always deep inside their own territory. Yep. Having in that first down. Ooh, it's a block punt! Picked up by one of the offensive linemen for the Tornadoes. But this is going to be, once again, tremendous field position by the Eagles as they make a nice special teams play there on a block punt. Let's see where this pressure comes from. Jack Hetrick, the punter, high punt, high snap. That first of all puts you against the odds there, and then a great job by Jake Pink. We've called his name a number of times tonight.
Yep.
He used that 6'4" frame to get his hands on that ball.
Yes, he did. And again, field position favors the Eagles as way they go here.
They start inside the 35-yard line, and a new running back for the Eagles. That's Mason Schuler. He's been in the game as a receiver a couple of previous plays, but Schuler gets the ball on that carry, and he picks up about 4 yards on first down. New quarterback in the game for the Eagles as well. This is going to be Rocky Cruiser, 6'5", 205-pound junior quarterback.
You notice they've got two pretty good junior quarterbacks here for the Eagles. Halverson and Cruiser.
Halverson right now won the quarterback battle, but you know, Rocky Cruiser won the name battle at this point.
There you go.
That's a pretty good name, Rocky
Pretty good
Cruiser.
football name, yep. And you notice what the coaching staff for Totino is doing is they're putting in their number 2 running backs and quarterback, keeping their number 1 offensive line in. So what they're doing is getting the continuity of the offensive line to work with the second line backs, get those backs comfortable with how the plays are developing. And then the next series they'll bring in the number 2 offensive line to work with the number 2 backs and receivers.
Daniel Jacob on that carry. He's worked his way into about 6 or 7 carries himself here tonight.
Has. Done a nice job. So now we see the second lineman coming in.
You see Lewis Kidd, who's got a lot of playing time tonight on both sides of the ball. He checks out.
Nice to take out a 6'6", 255-pound tackle and put in a 6'6", 305-pound tackle.
Max Carr comes in. Max Carr's been platooning here on and off tonight. So he's getting a lot of playing time. He's getting an opportunity to use that 200 pounds. That play was kind of just broken up from the get-go. I don't know what happened there.
We had real good penetration by either the defensive tackle or the defensive end that shut that play down right at the beginning. We got right across the line of scrimmage in front of the trapping lineman and made for a big loss.
They gave Carr a chance to play guard there. I think he was supposed to be the puller that time. Now they put Kidd back in. Actually, that right tackle spot. Kidd's back there at right tackle. Carr checks back out. Handoff goes left side. Hanson with the ball. Gets the ball to the line of scrimmage and beyond. Picks up about 3 yards there. That was Sam Hanson, a sophomore, running back for Totino Grace. Mentioned earlier the scheduling. Totino Grace goes to the arch nemesis of Anoka next week. They go to Andover, whom Osseo is handling quite well tonight. Jacob goes in motion, becomes the deep back in the eye now. And first pass attempt from Cruiser goes in and out of the hands of the fullback right there. And Sam Olsen had a chance to catch that one and run a little bit, but didn't complete the pass.
And West had that. There was 2 receivers right in the same zone there. And boy, on that tip, West had a chance. That ball hits his hands. He's gone for a touchdown.
On this 4th down and 10 play, the Totino Grace Eagles will take a timeout and discuss things on this next play. Yeah, so I think Channel 12's coverage. I think we got Cooper and Armstrong next week, if I'm not mistaken. Again, you always can go to Channel 12.tv. I'm being told that is correct. It's a Thursday night football game, so that's a great one. Obviously, get out and watch it. But if you don't get out and watch it, just bring your iPad and wherever you are,
Stream that bad boy.
Stream it up, because that's what I'll be doing.
That's going to be a good game, too. I think two teams that have struggled in recent years. Cooper's been a little bit better and improving, and Armstrong's got a couple of pretty good players. They've got, as we said earlier, the young Barber and
True Thomas, right?
Yep.
His name's True Thompson, sorry. And then Elias, Scotty Elias' son, the old Twins third baseman's son, is a great safety for Armstrong. That's Totino Grace, we've mentioned before. They play at Andover. Andover will probably be 0-2 and hungry for a win next week.
Yeah. Doesn't get any easier for Grace, but Grace is a very good football team.
Spevacek, the tight end, shakes one tackle, runs over a couple of tornadoes, but he's going to be just a yard shy of that first down. Nice play. Cruiser found his big target there, and
nicely executed
tight end screen
play, but just not quite enough for the first down.
Anoka's defense makes the stop, but again, they're deep inside their own territory now. They'll get the ball at their 16-yard line when they take over.
And now, at this point in the game, with 4 minutes to go, getting 4 touchdowns in 4 minutes is going to be a challenge. So at this point in the game, you have to look to see, all right, what do we need to do to get better? And you know, you don't worry about the score. You just take each play as it comes. You try to get better on each play. Make the blocks, make the cuts, make the play each time. And you know, if you do that, then you're going to get better. And it's going to set you up for next week. But you really got to make things happen.
A false start penalty on the Tornadoes.
So he keeps it. Then he goes like this so the quarterback can see it,
First down and 10 now from the 15. Sorry, first down and 15 from the 10. Change those numbers around there. And we'll get the ball up the middle. Nice play defensively. Some new players working their way into the lineup and chance to make an impression on the coaches as Nathan Cavallock makes the tackle there for the Eagles.
Yeah, we'll see a few new faces here on the defense, particularly the secondary.
You know, the one thing that's changed a lot, and it's a good change, I like it a lot, is there's a lot more guys playing defense. You know, there's not, I think when I was playing, you know, you had your 11 starters and you might have had the one kid that rotated in because he was kind of on the bubble of starting.
Right.
There's, you know, most teams now, the good teams, you know, that have the depth that they can do it, they like to play 18, 19 defensive players.
Absolutely.
Because it's all about being energized and fresh, you know?
Absolutely. And so many teams are going to quickness and speed. And as soon as somebody gets a little bit tired, a little bit leg weary, you get them out of there and you rotate the fresh legs in, and we see a nice play.
Josh Larson
makes a nice
catch
grab
down the field there, out to the 39-yard line, a 29-yard pickup right there.
Sieben does a nice job of getting the ball out to Larson. Larson catches the ball, stays in bounds. Nicely executed pass play.
And you see Nye working his way up midfield as he's shaking loose a little bit. Yeah, the more room you give Nye, the better he looks.
And he's very good one-on-one. I really like the way he moves. He does the same kinds of things that the good running backs that we've seen the last 2 weeks. When he makes a cut, he makes a 90-degree or a very sharp cut and gets going right to the goal line. That's exactly what you have to do.
This one goes around the right side to Becker, the ball carrier this time, and Becker gets the most room he's had all night long to run.
Absolutely.
And he picks up a first down with some good speed to the outside, a pickup of 8 or 9 yards.
There you go. And now your offensive line's feeling a little bit better about what they're doing. They're saying, hey, we're getting off the ball. We got a couple of nice runs, big pass play, mixing things up a little bit, getting the secondary, the linebackers on their heels a little bit.
Sieben out of the shotgun. Oh, that was a quick little play. How about that one? Nathan Becker racing to the outside. That looks like a flag football play that I ran last weekend with my 6-year-old.
That was excellent.
I like that.
If you're going to get tackled, give the ball to somebody that can run with it. What the heck? That was excellent. That's right out of the old rugby playbook there. That's it, Joe. I love that. I love that stuff.
3-yard pickup for Becker. Unconventional. Can't call it a reverse. They didn't reverse. They just pass it off. They passed the torch. Oh. Sieben gets forward for about a yard.
Does a nice job of avoiding the defensive end. Gets upfield. And see, that's forcing that defensive end to stay home. If he wants to go crash down and go make the play, Sieben run behind him and he'll get a couple of yards. 3rd and about 6.
3rd and 6. Now 2 backs in the backfield. Still out of the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Sieben gives it to Nye. Nye runs right, then sprints forward when he found that soft spot in the defense. He's going to get stopped short of that first down. Needed 6, probably got 4. Maybe 4th down and 2.
Yeah, and I think you're pretty well, no matter where you are on the field at this point in the game, you're in 4-down zone. You want to make the first down. You want to get in and get a score. The thing that makes you feel delicious is getting shut out.
And Anoka's going to use a timeout. Their first one of the half. So with 1:53 to go in the game, Anoka's going to use a timeout here and see if they can't find a way to keep this drive going.
I think they'd like to just drive the ball down. Obviously, they'd like to drive the ball down and score, but this is a pride thing. You know, you don't want to be shut out in your home opener. You want to make sure something good ends up coming out of the game. So far, they've done a nice job moving the ball in this series. They've completed a nice pass, had a couple of really good runs. Blocking has been very good, and really now they get the first down and take it down for a score.
Well, a big 4th down play upcoming here for Anoka in their hopes to erase the donut or the pumpkin because of where we are on the scoreboard.
There you go.
So Sieben comes out of the shotgun. Becker to his right, and Nye behind him. Handoff goes to Nye, right up the gut. Not much running room to go.
Oh, it's
and
close. It is going to be really close.
Spot on the far side does not have him getting the first down.
Does not look good. They're gonna measure it anyway just to be sure. But Chester Cooper, the head linesman coming in from the far sideline, looked like that was a little bit short of the first
Totino
down.
Grace had brought in the beef at nose guard. Joe Wilson, a sophomore, 5'8", 290 pounds, checked in there for that play, and they didn't move him.
No, they didn't.
Play to stop short of the first down. Totino Grace takes over on down.
So the Eagles will get one last crack at the offense here. And they scored 35 points in both the meetings last year against Anoka. Right? Touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Can put them right back. Pitch goes left side. It's Sam Hansen on the carry. Hansen races towards the far side there. About a pickup of 8 yards on that carry.
Yeah, nice toss sweep there.
Yeah, that Cooper Armstrong game, actually, that's going to be a pretty solid football game.
Yeah, should be.
I'll be looking out for that one, and I'm interested to see what Wayzata looks like this year. They got a win in week 1, right? They bounced back from what was an unusually tough year last year. See what Wayzata's got cooking this year. Nice run there by Hansen as he picks up the first down and gets across midfield into Anoka territory. Take a look at the effort from this run. Nice little inside handoff.
Makes a nice move in the backfield, lets his big tackle make the block, and then gets upfield, gets the first down.
false alarm.
Here we are. Max Carr had a nice block on that last run to get the first down for Hanson.
Goes to the up back. And a tough 3-4 yards picked up there from Totino Grace's Sam Olson. Totino Grace now 8 different ball carriers tonight. That could be the last play of the game, perhaps. Rocky Cruiser's going to give his offensive line a couple of high fives. And they can put this one in the books. Totino Grace gets back to even. That 0-1 record only lasts for a week. They go to bounce back from that loss to Eden Prairie. The losing streak is over. They beat Anoka 27-0 here tonight. Anoka goes to 1-1. So a pair of 1-1 teams here.
And a tough win for Grace. They played a really hard game. They came out of the gate and did a really good job in the first quarter. Anoka struggled a little bit in the first half and really never got a rhythm into the game. Their offense really struggled. Defense played well at times, but third quarter we saw that there was just the entire quarter was played in the tornado zone of the field. That's really tough to handle.
That's the formula for a Totino Grace victory here tonight. I mean, they did make some mistakes, but they really did a good job of correcting them for the most part. Took care of the football tonight. That's a big improvement from a week ago.
Yeah. No turnovers.
And just played a solid football game, plugged it in, and really they probably left a few points out there if they're gonna kind of worry about anything here tonight. It's the couple of points that they left on the board.
Absolutely.
But defensively, they have to be really proud of the effort here tonight. It's a young football team that I imagine is only going to get better as the year goes along. And for Anoka, they're going to have some tough challenges. They got a tough road ahead of them, a tough game next week for Osseo, but then they settle into their schedule a little bit. And there'll be some great opportunities for victories when they play Andover and Coon Rapids and those type of teams.
Right, they're gonna find some pretty good athletes next week with Osseo, but really what they need to do is just settle in and focus on what they need to do to get better. Not worry about who they're playing against. What we need to do to get better.
And kind of what Allie talked about in the beginning is this new offense. It's going to take some time. And I'd imagine that's going to get a lot better as the year goes on as well.
I think you're exactly right.
And the good thing for both these teams, a lot of youth out here tonight. We don't see a lot of seniors up and down the rosters. We saw a lot of juniors behind those names here tonight.
Absolutely.
So we're going to see a lot of improvement as the year goes along as well from that standpoint. We're going to go down to Allie Alt now, who's sitting by one of the key players in tonight's victory for the Eagles.
A key player he was today, 2 touchdowns out of the 4 for Totino Grace. In the first quarter, you had a touchdown at the goal line. You jumped about 5 feet in the air to get over both lines. Walk us through that touchdown.
I saw that both the nose guard and they all cut, so I just was like, all right, let's just jump for it. So I just went up and then I tried to go and get what I could.
In the second half, another touchdown at the goal line. What was going on in that one?
We did jet, and I saw that we had a good kick out block, and I just put my foot in the ground and I got what I could.
4 touchdowns by your team tonight, but what a defensive effort by your team as well.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, we did what we could. We prepared how we did. We lost against EP, but we moved on. It's always a new team every week.
You do have that first win under your belt now, and you got that on the road. How did this game feel as a whole, you guys walking away with 4 touchdowns?
It felt amazing.
All right, amazing it is. Go enjoy that victory with your team. Back to you guys.
All right, Allie, thank you very much. For Ivan, he gets his first 2 touchdowns, or gets his 2 touchdowns tonight, and Allie gets her first yes ma'am of the year.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, it's 27-0. A nice victory for Totino Grace here, and a good start for the Eagles. They bounced back from that loss last week against Eden Prairie. Well, for the entire crew here at Channel 12, for Bill Hunstock, for Allie Holt, we both did a great job here tonight. I'm Joe Moline. Thanks for watching, and tune in all season long as we bring you great high school action only on 12 Sports.